Good afternoon. Now I'm going to have an experiment. It's about water in liquid state and it's experiment 509C. So the materials you're going to need is a baby food jar or another small container. I use a small container. Then four other differently shaped containers. I use a squared, something like circular. Here is also circular and again rounded. So and also water. Okay, so what I will do is fill the baby food jar with the water. So I'm going to gently pour it in here. Just be careful not to spill. Okay, I put colored water so that it will be visible in the video about the water level. Ooh. I fill this up. Ooh. Then pour it all in here. Then pour it in, fill again. Okay, pour it in. Careful not to overfill it. I will do then pour it in till it's empty. Then again, okay, there you go. Ooh. Again, I filled it too much. Overfilled. Then last jar to fill. Okay, okay. Then put it in the next one. So done. So I'll try to know what the water level, the volume, and since this one they have different water levels by the shape. So I will use a graduated cylinder for the measuring of the volume. Second part of the experiment, I am going to measure the volume using a graduated cylinder. Okay, so now I am going to pour this. Should be careful. Make sure not to lose any water. Just want to be careful. Oh, that's wet. Natapon na. This one doesn't want to get out. Okay. So now I have measured it and let's see. 62 and 1/2. That's 62 and 1/2 mm. Yes, 62 1/2 mm. So I determined the first container, its volume. Okay, gonna put it back here.
You don't have to show it anymore.
Okay. Just put it in. The next one I will do is this rounded container. Start from the edge, it makes clear that is supposed to be here.
Tip it.
Okay. Now we're going to read that 63 and 1/2 millimeters. Milliliters. That's the second container. Next one is container 3. I'm going to pour the water immediately. Okay, this one's better. 64 milliliters. Milliliters. Gonna pour it back in the container of water. And lastly, I will pour this water and determine the volume, the last container. Okay. So I'm going to read it 64 and 1/2 milliliters.
So what do you think is the capacity of the small container?
Maybe around 64 and 1/2 millimeters or something. Milliliters.
Why are the first two jars, why don't they have the same amount?
Because they have different shape, maybe.
So are you telling me, even if you fill that jar, because you transfer them in 4 differently shaped containers, the volume changes?
No.
So can you explain the discrepancy in the values of the volume that you recorded earlier when you measured using the graduated cylinder?
I don't know why they did not have the same volume.
But are you expecting the same or not?
I was expecting same because I filled this whole thing up. It didn't change the level here.
Is it, could the explanation be is that there were losses while you transferred
Maybe there were
fluids from
some.
the jar to the graduated cylinder?
Maybe there
And
were some.
perhaps the graduated cylinder was also not totally dry, so when you fill it with your colored water from the other jars, you already included the residual water remaining in the
Maybe.
question. You were asked to compare the water level in each of the containers.
Yes.
How did you find the water level, the height of the
They
water
were
level?
not the same.
They were not the same.
This was
The height of the water in the containers were not the same.
yes, they were not the same.
Can you tell me how do you compare the volume of water in each of the containers?
In the first container, this one, it was
Compare the volume of water in each of the containers.
the volume is not the same. The first container had a smaller volume.
JD. Compare the volume of water in each of the containers. How much water did you fill?
1/3.
About what volume of water? Gaano kadaming tubig inilagay mo dito?
60.
No, I'm not asking for a number. What did you use to fill this with water?
This one. This
What did you use to fill this one?
one.
What did you use to fill this one?
This one.
What did you use to fill the last jar?
This one. I always use
Compare
the
the
jar.
volume of the water that you put in each of the jar.
They were different. They are different. The volume is different.
Why different? Are you sure? Are you expecting different? Did you use different containers to
No.
fill each of the jars?
No.
You used
They had the same volume. Okay. They
compare the volumes of the
They were
water.
the same. The same.
Why do you say that they were the same?
Because they came from they only came from one container.
They all came from
All the water that I put here came from this one.
where? Measured.
Were measured in this one.
Were measured using that container.
I measured the water using this container.
So what can you say about the volume in each of the jars?
It was the same.
It was the same. Compare the shape of the water in each of the containers.
The shape, no?
The shape of the water.
The first container took the shape like...
No, JD, I did not want the specifics, just basically the idea.
I took the shape of each container.
The shape of the water in each of the containers took the shape of the containers.
Yes.
Can you describe the shape of the containers?
The first container...
No specifics, just what? They are what?
differently shaped. They are
Diba?
differently
They are
shaped.
all differently shaped. And the shape of the water in the containers
Were differently shaped
because
because their container is...
that they took, you
Because they
said
took
earlier,
the shape of the container.
they took the shape of the container. Why do you think is the water? You said that the water level in each of the containers were different. What's the explanation as to why the water level is different for some of the containers?
Because they had different size and different shape.
Now, what does this experiment show about matter in liquid state? What have you learned about from this experiment?
That it
About
takes the shape of the container.
what takes the shape of the container?
The liquid takes the shape.
Liquids.
Liquids take the shape of the container.
Mhm. Regardless, okay.